Thanks for joining us, Representative Talarico. So let's start with your big fundraising news. You've raised $6.2 million in the first 3 weeks of your campaign. That's $2 million more than your closest competitor, Colin Allred, but he's still ahead of you in the polls. What does this say about the state of the race?
Well, I'm the underdog in this race. I'm probably the most unknown candidate that's currently in the field. And so I've got a lot of work to do to travel the state and meet as many people as I can and earn the trust of communities across Texas. The thing I'm most excited about from this fundraising number that we just announced is where it came from. It came from more than 125,000 individual people from nearly every county in Texas, from all 50 states. It came from working people, from teachers and nurses and farmers and police officers. And that's exactly the kind of campaign we're running. This is a campaign of, by, and for the people.
You mentioned that 125 individual people gave money to you. You're, of course, not taking corporate money. Can this keep up as you run this Senate race? Because your opponent, he's no slouch. He's raised $100 million before. Can you keep this up through the primary and potentially into a general election?
Absolutely. The momentum that we're feeling in this campaign, both in terms of fundraising and with folks coming out to our rallies all over the state, has really been carrying us the past 3 weeks, and it's going to carry us into the fall, going to carry us into next year, and hopefully into November of the election year, where we can finally change the politics of this state and of this country.
And just to clarify, sorry, I said 125,000 individuals, not just 125. That would be different. Let's turn to the big news of the day, the government shutdown. If you were in the Senate, Representative Talarico, would you have voted to shut the government down?
Yeah, the folks that you're seeing in D.C. that are willing to shut down the government, they're willing to do that because they want to gut health care for millions of Texans, millions of Americans, and give more tax breaks to their billionaire donors.
Right, but our senators voted to keep the government open. It's the Democrats who wouldn't go along with it. If you had been in the Senate, how would you have voted?
Well, the Republicans have the majority in both chambers of Congress, and they hold the White House. The reason that they can't keep the government open is that they are trying to ask Democrats to go along with their plan to cut health care for millions of Americans and give more tax breaks to billionaires. And so if Republicans want to do that, they have the majorities, they can do that. I think it's important that Democratic elected officials stand up for the people of this state and of this country.
So I just want to nail this down. It sounds like you're saying you would also not have voted to keep the government open because you, along with Democrats in the Senate, want to keep healthcare subsidies.
Yeah, I will never sell out people's health care if I'm elected as U.S. Senator. I'm going to Washington to fight for the people of this state. I'm not there to do the business of billionaire mega donors. And that's exactly the kind of leadership the people of Texas can expect from me.
We don't know, of course, how long this government shutdown will go. We hope that it does not go long, but what kind of impact could this have on next November's election?
Well, it's having immediate impacts right now. We have to keep this government running. I hope that Republicans in the majority in D.C. will come to their senses, will decide that they are willing to protect health care for millions of Americans and not do the bidding of billionaire mega donors. I think in the next election, you're going to see people from across the state, across the political spectrum, coming together to reject this kind of corruption and finally fix this broken political system of ours.
And lastly, I want to talk about your opponent, Colin Allred. He's secured endorsements from the Congressional Black Caucus members, and he's on a swing of South Texas right now, appearing to chase after the votes of Black and brown voters who, as we know, are the backbone of the Democratic Party here in Texas. What is your plan to win over Black and brown voters who right now perhaps don't know you very well?
Well, again, I've got to earn the trust and the respect of all communities across the state. And I just got back from a swing through South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley, where we saw huge turnout at our events in Brownsville, in McAllen, even in deep red Victoria, Texas. We're going everywhere, talking to everyone so that we can bring people together to take power back for working Texans and finally fix this broken political system of ours.
That is Representative James Talarico, Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate. Thank you for joining the show.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage. And click the subscribe button here. You can also download our app and watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.